Hi, Pretty.
Hello.
So, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. What about you?
I'm great. So, thanks for coming for Big Data 6 events. How do you feel about this event?
I had a lot of expectations from the event, and at the same point of time, it's much more than my expectations. I thought the last conference that ended was in Hong Kong, which was of 10,000 people, and here I'm meeting more than 46,000 souls. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay, wow. Is that your first time to come to China?
Yes, my first time to China.
Wow. So, what do you think about China and the economies and people here? How do you feel about it?
Okay, there are too many questions. I'll answer one by one.
Okay, sure.
First question: how do I feel about China? I think China has a lot of history, same as India, and understanding history has always been something very close to my heart. Since my childhood, I'm very interested in history because I think there's a lot to learn from the history to implement in the present for a better future. Having said that, China is a big country, and if you see, I'm an intellectual property lawyer, I'm an intellectual property attorney, working in patents, innovations, and trademarks. So technology is something which excites my neurons. Having said that, China is developing a lot of technologies, which is a very good thing. And India being a neighbor country to China, I think we are learning from China in that ways. And we also are foreseeing to file a lot of patent application. And because of that, the intellectual property ecosystem in India and in China is very conducive, which I think is a good thing.
Okay, so I know that you're doing the patents and intellectual property, and you're very knowledgeable in this field. So how do you think that related to big data and blockchains and artificial intelligence?
Okay, so see, blockchain, big data, these are the new buzzwords. We were always storing data. If you go back, the internet was introduced in the year 1993-94. And the early adopters in India was in 97, and same time in China, the internet became a boom. So the first thing, what happened in the internet era was a lot of technologies were developed as backup technologies. And why I say so, I was associated with working with US law firms way back in 2006, 2007. Most of the innovations or the technology were developed in backup. So that was the need of the hour. We need to back up the technologies, or we need to back up the data, because anybody who is searching online, the data is stored in a server. With the evolution, now there's a concept of cloud server. That's a new concept, because just imagine, India itself is a population of 1.35 billion, and I think China is 1.4 billion if I'm not wrong. Can you imagine the amount of data is being generated on a daily basis? So what to do with this big data? This big data is that it's like a monster right now. There is data, but how to utilize those data for betterment of human being? How to make our life simple? The massive problem which everybody is trying to solve right now is resolving the issue of fortifying the big data and enriching it at the same point of time to be utilized in business verticals. When I talk about business verticals, how that data can be utilized for, say, for example, in e-commerce. Like if I like red color, and if I'm searching red color, I would be again, when I'm online, would be intrigued by the advertisements which would be personalized, and that's how AI is going to play a role. Artificial intelligence has to be different for different human beings. The way you think, I cannot think the same way, because every human being is different. Though we are made of the same atoms, though we are humans, the way we live in, the ecosystem in which we are born and brought up is very, very different. So I think AI will play a very big part in personalizing the current data to drive different business verticals, and in that way, the ecosystem is going to increase.
Okay, thank you for coming to our Community Alliance to be our guest and talk about how you feel about China. Thank you.